Overthinking, why your brain won't shut up. Most people see overthinking as merely a bad habit, a sign of weakness, or a lack of mental discipline. In reality, overthinking is often not about the problem being analyzed, but about unmet emotional needs beneath it. Thinking too much about choices leads to paralysis, not freedom. Barry Schwartz. Here we'll understand that overthinking is not a choice or a weak character trait, but a nervous system response trapped in threat mode. It's a brain mechanism working hard to protect us, yet doing so in a way that backfires. So why won't the brain stop thinking? 1. Hyperactivation of the alarm system and the loss of the brakes. When we're stressed or anxious, the amygdala, the brain's alarm center, sends danger signals, flooding the body with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. At the same time, the prefrontal cortex, the brain's CEO responsible for rational thinking, decision-making, and emotional regulation, becomes less effective. The result is a loud alarm with no off switch. The brain gets stuck in a loop of threat analysis without the ability to conclude, "Enough, we're safe now." The fastest way to reduce overthinking is not to argue with thoughts, but to calm the body so the alarm system can finally stand down. 2. The illusion of control. The brain becomes trapped in the belief that if I think through every possibility, I can prevent bad things from happening. This is an attempt to gain certainty in a world that is fundamentally uncertain. Overthinking creates the illusion that we are doing something productive, that we are controlling the situation through analysis, when in reality, we are draining mental energy and generating even more uncertainty through catastrophic scenarios. A practical shift is learning to separate what can be influenced right now from what must be left unresolved without further mental negotiation. 3. Thinking as an escape from feeling. Often, the brain chooses to think about problems because it feels easier and more familiar than fully experiencing the emotions involved. Fear, sadness, loneliness, or shame are uncomfortable. Overthinking becomes a sophisticated form of emotional avoidance. We shift away from unsettling bodily sensations, such as a tight chest or restlessness, into thoughts that feel more controllable. Ironically, by avoiding emotions, we prolong the suffering. Relief begins not by thinking better, but by allowing emotions to be felt briefly without trying to analyze or fix them. For lack of closure and perceived social threats. The human brain is a story-making machine that craves clear endings. In ambiguous social situations, what did they mean? Why wasn't I invited? The lack of information feels threatening. This absence of closure is experienced as danger, so the brain keeps trying to finish the story by filling in the gaps with assumptions, usually negative ones, because the brain is more sensitive to threats. Overthinking becomes a desperate attempt to find certainty where none exists. Accepting that some situations will never offer clear answers prevents the mind from inventing painful stories to fill the gap. 5. Reinforced neural habits. Thoughts are like flowing water. They follow the path of least resistance. Every time we repeat the same overthinking pattern, for example, "What if I fail?" we strengthen that neural pathway, making it more automatic and easier to access in the future. Eventually, overthinking becomes the brain's default highway, the route it takes whenever uncertainty or stress appears. The brain becomes trained to worry. Each moment you choose not to follow a familiar worry loop, you weaken that pathway and strengthen a calmer default response. In the end, you can't stop the waves of thought, but you can learn not to drown in them. By training attention to return to the present moment, where threats are often just projections, you gradually give your brain a different reward, real safety. Not from thinking through every possibility, but from trusting that you can handle whatever comes, one breath, one moment at a time.